Alrighty, back here with another video. It's Nampa, Idaho, March 24th, 2022. Started watering yesterday. The weather's warm enough to where I started filling up watering trenches and started flooding areas to see how the water's flowing and where my high and low spots are. Watering the wildflowers right here. It's going to be within a couple weeks till I drop seed, so I'm starting to water now to get it all dialed in, and so far it's looking really good. They're really level, the water's flowing good, and it's filling up with a lot of water like I want it to really just flood the flowers and what we plant in here. And already you can notice I watered these last night, the tulips, and they started growing overnight even more. But soon these will be filled with flowers over here. And I just dropped a hose in over this one for the first time, and they're super dry, so I'll be doing this for a couple weeks, getting them primed up and ready. But like even this one's just flowing really nicely, dispersing the water really good. Because this whole section right here where the water you see is going to be giant sunflowers in these and possibly in between. So you can see the water is filling them up really nice. Because they get thirsty, so I want them to be able to get a big drink. Looking good. And this is what I'll be doing, kind of figuring it out. I'm going to be watering everything and still working on the weeds over here, but it is looking stellar. Scott Sr. really cleaned it out up in here. We even dropped water in here, and we're starting to water garlic. And these mounds of dirt I'm going to use for putting in some low spots in the garden. And now what I'm going to be working on is doing some rototilling. One of my favorite things to do, and we tried getting our last rototiller fixed and just found out it's outdated and the carburetor on it's no good, so we upgraded to this one. This one's bigger, it's got a bigger motor. We haven't fired it up yet. We're gonna get ready to fire this up, but really excited to try out this one. This one's bigger than the last one, so I'll do some videos while I'm tilling, getting ready to drop seed and plants. Alrighty, so I wanted to show more of this watering because I'm just super stoked. It's been working out really well. I spent over a month getting these trenches ready last fall and this early spring, and it's going awesome. Filling up where we're going to have all the tomatoes and peppers and tomatillos, getting it all primed up and ready so when we plant. These I'm not doing by seed. The tomatoes, tomatillos, and peppers will all be pre-grown. And Scott Sr.'s fired up the new rototiller, and he's going to work on all of our green grass cover we planted, and plowing it in, tilling it in with all the dirt. So we're going to till all this in. This is one of the last steps. filling this in, filling this area in. And then start pre-watering, getting it all ready. Pretty soon these will be full of plants. All right, back here with another video. And for this weekend's project, I'm going to be planting some more flowers. They're selling them at all the nurseries. Continuing to water all the trenches. Gonna keep updated on that. And so for this weekend I'm going to be planting all these around this area, the base, and then growing up the wire will be the vines, which I have not gotten yet. And then over here I'm going to plant these, and I'm going to just put them in through here. There's 18 of them, so that should fill this up pretty good. And that is these. Watering the tulips. That one mount's the one that's kind of a little difficult with the trenching, but it's working. And this weekend, gonna finish the wire on that roof, and we've about done all the test runs watering we need to do, and everything's looking really stellar. Just getting the watering trenches ready so when we plant, they're primed and ready to go. And I dropped a line in this trench for the giant sunflowers. This is the one that's 105 feet, and I dropped a line in it, and it successfully watered out the whole path. So this is going to be able to flood the sunflowers with plenty of water, just like they need, all through these areas. And it's looking good. Scott Sr. over there, still weeding that area. We'll keep posted on that. Alrighty, Saturday, March 26th, 2022. Got a couple days off of work, so I'm going to hit the garden hard. I'm going to show you what I'm going to be planting. I'm going to be working this area that I fenced with the wire. I got the vines, and I'm going to be planting 5 different vines on this, and that should just cover this whole thing with vines. And then on some of the lower areas I'm going to be planting flowers around it. So I'll be doing this one here. I'll kind of just go around and show the names of the ones I'm going to be doing. This one's going to look so nice. It's just going to be a flower covered atrium in here. A couple purple ones over here. This one. And then this one. And then once these are set and going, this will be a really good before picture to look at, because this will be covered. And then over here I got flowering bulbs. I got about 70 of them, and I'm going to plant this area right here with these bulbs. And then I'm going to continue planting these in this area around the base of this with flowers. So I'll show an after of that. And then also going to be planting onions. We're going to do yellow and red. We're going to do 3 to 4 rows in here next to the garlic of onions. And I've got those over here. Got all the little starts. And I'm gonna go hard on the wildflowers this year, so I picked up quite a lot of wildflower seeds. And I'm gonna go around and start hitting these now. It's the perfect time to start planting these. So this is gonna add a lot of color to the garden. I did a lot of these last year and they were all spring and summer long till fall. So that's what we're gonna start planting. Scott Sr.'s getting fresh compost right now. I'm bringing it back in the trailer. We're gonna spread some of that out in the corn areas. Get a few loads of that this weekend and get everything dialed in and continue gardening and getting it all ready for an awesome season. All right, we just got done unloading about 4 square yards of compost, and this is the good stuff. We got 2 of the corn beds pretty full, and we're gonna fill this one next. That one I had already put some other dirt in, so we're gonna hit that with compost, and then we're gonna hit the pumpkin patch row. We're gonna hit that whole row with some compost, put a nice layer on there. And so we're gonna go get one more load, and then I think that's all the compost we're gonna need for the season. That'll be plenty to do what we need, so I'll come back when we've got this all raked out, and then we're gonna till it in. Alrighty, it's Sunday, March 27th, 2022. This last week and yesterday especially was really busy in the garden. Show you what I got planted. These daffodils are all starting to come up. These tulips are slowly coming up through here. They're starting to make their way through. Got all the flowers I got planted through here. All of the pansies. Looking really nice. Still waiting on the wire for the flower house. That should be next. They ran out of it at Home Depot. So now I'm going to come over to the teepees. And again, these were made out of the giant sunflower stalks that we grew, the giant sunflowers from last year, and they got massive. So I'm going to be growing giant sunflowers around these, but I want something to grow up the teepees. So I got some flowering seeds. Excuse me. I wanted something that'll grow fast. So I got a variety of morning glories and ostriums. These vines grow really super fast, flower a lot, and I think it's just what I need to plant on these teepees. So I'm going to do different colors of morning glory vines on each one, and then those will grow on the inside, and then on the outside I'm going to do the giant sunflowers after that. But the morning glories will have a little bit of a jump, so my theory is when they start growing, the giant sunflowers start growing, they'll all grow together, and keep updated on that. So I'm gonna plant those now. Alrighty, so I just got done flooding the squash area and cantaloupe area, amongst other things, but just did a dry run on flooding it, and it worked really well. Just starting to get it ready before I plant here in a couple or so weeks. And over here, got the weeds all out of here. Scott Sr. did an amazing job getting all the weeds out of this. And right now we're flooding the raspberries. We're going to put a fence on this for them to grow. And I got different varieties of flowers, and I planted them on both sides of this trench. So this whole trench will be covered in flowers. And this is all wildflowers on this side. And this is a different variety of like a sunflower type all through here on both sides. So in time, there will be flowers on both sides. Watering this again. Gonna water it once a week. On the weekends, gonna water everything, getting it ready till we plant. Watered everything over here. It's a little noisy. And throughout here I planted wildflowers throughout here, here, and here. And I'll be watering those by hand for a couple weeks till they start sprouting, and then do the trenches. This is all covered with wildflowers in those bags I had showed before. And this is all wildflowers through here. And this is all wildflowers through here. It's really rocky in here, so wildflowers will grow well in here. And then, like I had mentioned earlier, I planted the morning glory vines on the teepees. And then in the backdrop will be giant sunflowers. Watering all this again. Making sure it's looking good. Scott Sr. messing with the tiller. And I also planted a bunch of flowers through here. So we have tulips coming up and wildflowers on both sides. And this week is going to be finishing this area, getting onions planted, carrots, beets, amongst other things. And then finishing the flower house, the metal on there. And this weekend I'm going to do vines on that. That's going to look nice. Alrighty, thanks for watching. We have a rare sighting of a tuxedo kitty. Gotta be careful. They'll take your hand right off. He watches over the garden. Ferocious. Good job, Tuxedo. You gotta keep the mice population down. Okay. Thanks for watching.